Hello, good afternoon, or good day, wherever you're looking from. Hopefully the sound is all good. So, today I was thinking that probably it will be a quicker stream. Maybe try to finish what I left off last time with the astro tutorial, making sure that I have a working thing that I was thinking initially to probably build off of and put some more things together, but probably I will try to start another project actually, and just taking whatever I found out about Astro from their tutorial and maybe keep the theme of a blog-like project, but just add some more feature, trying to integrate stuff like Tailwind, some Svelte components. I'm really enjoying the Shiatsu kit, which is really nice. And yeah, probably that's what will be up, but I'm not sure if we'll see how much I'm gonna make it today. So, without further ado, let's go and see where we left off. Yeah, so yesterday I made it through the fourth section, which I was really looking forward to, the layouts, because I like to reuse as much, and it's usually better to reuse as much code as possible, especially because it makes things easier. And we have a working preview here on Netlify. The nice thing about the tutorial was the fact that you already get a working thing that you can deploy, which In the case of Netlify, it was just a fast forward process, just a couple of clicks to set it up, and you get not only you can see the content, which actually, from what I saw, it loads pretty fast. Let's do a quick checkup here in the network tab. Probably this time, I'm guessing that maybe they use some sort of CDN or caching of some sort. I'm not sure. It would have been better to just see it when it was a cold start. So I'm seeing that for this. I mean, of course, there's not much content in here. Maybe you can go to, I think there was a bit more content here. Yeah, like you see 400 milliseconds, which is okay, I guess. Maybe when we will actually have some stuff in there, we will actually be able to see the performance, like, I don't know, images and stuff like that, which is a tricky thing in some sense, but yeah, we'll get to it. All right, let's get back to the code. So first of all, let's go and start our dev server. Which should be working. Yeah, that's about right. And now let's open up the code. And in case you've missed it, where we left off is that we have the structure right here in the pages, where you have an index, an about page, a blog page, and some markdown posts. And all of the stuff that we did earlier was just some we have some components for navigation and footer, but because we build off of what it was shown, we actually have this stuff on all the pages, which is much duplicated code. But now we're going to see how to use layouts. We can use reusable layout components, and all of this stuff will be extracted in a separate page where we will be able to reuse throughout our project, and just have a nice, beautiful layout. More composable stuff. Okay, and here they say we will be able to pass data from Markdown front matter to your layouts. Okay. Okay, so I saw this being used in here. If you take a look at one of the Markdown files, we have some front matter which is similar to what we have on the astro pages, but we didn't actually do anything with this, so probably this is more for the layouts to do. Okay, and let's go and take a look at what they are saying. Okay, so apparently okay, what they're saying is that we have a separate directory for the layouts. Okay. Oh, okay. So I was a bit more used to the structure of Svelte Git layout, where we actually have just it's defined wherever we have the routes for the pages, but apparently here we just use them as components, which is okay, I guess. I'm just wondering if there's any difference actually between a layout and in a component, let's say a generic astro component, it seems like what we'll have to do. Okay, so we can use slots in the layout to define placeholders for content. Okay, again, as in the case of components, we just as props like attributes. Okay, and we also use astro.props to get them. Okay. Okay. And here for testing our knowledge, it tells us to, sorry about that, to use that ourselves for the, so this is the example they gave is for the index page, and we'll have to do it for all other pages. Okay. Let's not get ahead of ourselves because I had a couple of questions going in here. But let's go on and do what we have here. Okay, so we'll just open up the code. Probably let me close others. Let's just keep the index for now. And in our source folder, create the layouts, and let's just say paste the astro, and yeah, probably just keep the naming convention the same for the files where the files are lowercase. Oops. So we'll just copy the code from here, paste it in here. Yep, that looks about right. And now we're just gonna delete what we have in here. I'm wondering why. Okay, so there was no detection of the no syntax highlighting here for the front matter, because apparently it has to be the first line of the document, which is interesting. Now let's think about this. So passing the title to this, they show us how to do it with like component props, which I guess it's fine. And I'm wondering if we can actually, okay, let me just copy paste this. First of all, let's make sure that our paths are correct for the stuff that we are importing. So from here in the layouts directory, if you go one up, we are in source components. Yeah, it should be okay. I'm wondering if we can pass, okay, so there's no type definition for this. Wondering why that is. If we have to probably, I mean, I guess we are already having a TS config. I'm not sure if probably need to do something like this. Pay title of type string work. No. Did I misspell it? No. Okay. And let's just pass this here. Page title. Okay. That's a bit odd. Okay, so yeah, probably we'll figure this out later. We'll get a look at the docs. In the meantime, let's just rename this to, page title. Okay, should rename this to title. Yes, it's okay. And just for the sake of it, what I like to do here, usually with the HTML page titles, is to just have on the actual page the name or the title of the page, and just append something like here for, let's say, the overall name of the project. In our case, I think it's called Fast Course. Let's keep it like this. See what we have in here. So yeah, bit of weirdness regarding the hamburger menu. Okay, and we will have to add a slot like so. And now on our index, I'm not sure, will we keep the front matter? Can just keep it empty. We'll have to be importing the layout anyways, so just make this base, and that's because we are importing from the layouts directory. And we know that this is layout. And now if you go back to development server and refresh, yeah, seems like it's working. Nice. And again, just to make sure that this is actually the case, we'll add something to the layout like an H2 test this. And indeed, you can see that here on the index page where we actually have done some changes to the layout, we are able to see the heading, but on other pages not. Okay, now in this case, let's just go do the same for other component, other pages. Oh, and what we got is to pass this. I'm just wondering, is this accepting default values? Like if I'm not passing an argument here for the props? Yeah. So for example, for the index, we don't need to pass the page title because we defined a placeholder value for that. And it seems to be okay. And now for our about page. Okay, little of this. Go in here and use our this layout. And I think we defined it as page title. Thank you for the autocomplete, Copilot. How about that? It works. Nice. Let's just quickly do the same for our blog page. Not forget to import it. Okay. It seems to be working fine. Okay. What about this testing? Yeah. It's actually quite nice. Oh, one thing I forgot here to pass the page title. And just gonna do the same for our about page. Let's just not use a variable for that. I don't think it's necessary. Oh, actually we use that variable on the title as well. Well, in that case, we'll do the inverse. Use the blog as well. So now, because we defined it differently. Okay. And why is VS Code complaining about being able to find the H1? Bit weird. Okay. Grab this. Paste it in here. Okay, and of using this as each one, just go about us. So that we feel that actually made an important change. Fresh. Yep, that's working. Okay, create and pass data to a custom blog layout. So I'm guessing that we will actually be using more layouts. Thing. So it tells us to use a layout for the markdown files. I'm wondering how this will play out with our current structure, because in the original tutorial the blog page and post page are actually part of different routes, but I decided to put them on the same blog route. I'm wondering if the markdown layout will actually affect the layout for the... Oh, seems not. Let's just not get ahead here, because it seems like in order to use this... Okay, so we just as the layout as a reference in the front matter of the markdown file. Okay. Interesting approach, I have to say. Yeah, one thing that it's a bit odd to me is just the fact that you have to manually pass the layouts to the pages, which is something that, I mean, it offers a bit more granularity, being able to choose your own layout that you want to use. But usually I think of the layout as something that you're not necessarily opting in, but it's already predefined for you. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit different than what I'm used to, but I can see the benefits of this, because usually when you have something like this, you have to use some weird hacks to break out of the layout. Like in the case of Svelkit, and I think this is, I'm not 100% sure, but maybe something similar for Next.js as well, where you can, I mean, let's just not talk something which isn't true. Probably in the Next you have some config for that, but in the case of Svelkit, just rename the files, and I think the compiler just picks that up automatically, knows how that you intentionally want to break out of a layout. Okay, so let's see. Okay, some stuff for us to try out. Use some more front matter data that they provided us. Okay. Okay. Now let's actually do something with this. So okay. We say that we should also define a meta tag here, which is interesting because we already, basically we are not gonna use the base. I'm wondering if we can compose the two of them. What will that look like? It will be a bit weird because we have something in here and something else in there. Maybe that will work. No. Yes, indeed. This would be interesting to see how we can... Let's just see right now if what I'm saying holds true. So previously, if we just go to a post, it shouldn't display our navigation and footer, and it seems like it's not doing this for post as well. As you know, if you are actually were to build something with this, you probably would want to have this to the blog itself, or to the blog post itself. And I'm wondering if composing the layouts is something that we can do through the front matter, which you can probably, I don't know, something like pass an array of layouts. It would be interesting to see. Or just have the markdown pages layout import the base layout, which is probably what I'll be doing now. We'll see. Okay, so let's go to our layouts and add, let's call it post. Paste our code in here from the front matter. And immediately get some error. Oh. That's because Copilot decided to import this uppercase when we definitely define them as lowercase. Now let's just go from our import base from the same directory. And because we are doing this, we will not actually need this meta tag right here. And now let's just go and cut this. Put our base layout in here. Maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself this time as well. And probably they will actually show how we can do that. Let's pass the title from the front matter of the post to the title of the page. Okay. It's also interesting because you can see that we already have an h1 tag defined in the post itself, and we pass another one here. Do they actually edit them? Oh. Okay, so the only edit on the post itself, it's the publication date, which is removed. And instead of that, just using the update from the front matter. Oh my god, man, working with things in JavaScript, or actually with date strings, it's still a bit of a mess. Like, you'll still be needing some sort of external library and dependency. Like, I for one prefer datefns. I know that at some point there was a proposition for some more cool stuff within the ECMAScript specification for the JavaScript, but from what I know, I don't think they actually added that. But yeah, let's just see what we have in here. Oh, they also show us how we can use our image as well. Well, since we're already here in the layout, why not just copy paste this already? Instead of this, we will have something like this, and probably we can also add some link to this as well. We'll see about that. And now let's just go to our post. Okay, and in here we specify a layout property to the front matter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Just pass a path, so this should be two directories up. Layouts, and we actually have post.astro. Save it like so, and let's test this quickly. Okay, so it refreshed for us. Boom, it's working, nice. We'll just have to edit the post and just remove these duplicates here, and you can see this nicely passed. Page title as well. Nice. Okay, so just quickly remove these. I'm wondering how we can make so we can add some more navigation to this. You know, just have some sort, probably at some point, a side where we can actually give the user some suggestion, you know, for something like, if you're enjoying this article, please read this other article, so on. Probably get that when we are gonna implement our own component, or actually our own project. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so you just now let's just paste this to other posts. Edit here because they knew that we gonna do this at some point. So post 2, nice, and 3, nice. Okay. In that case, let's continue. I can add a layout property to a markdown blog post in YAML front matter. Oh, okay, so this is actually YAML. Interesting. Okay. Can create separate layout for markdown posts. Nice. Oh, okay, so apparently I got a bit ahead of myself, so they actually show how we can compose the layouts. But I guess we already did that, so we can just skim a bit to what they say here. So we already have a base layout defined. Yeah, so they're showing us what we already tried. Thank you, Space Queen. Okay. Yeah. They are talking about this as well right here. Nice. We nested layouts. Interesting. Now, okay, yeah, that's something else that I wanted to look into. Apparently, we are gonna use the glob call probably for reading our paths to the markdown files and use those for navigating between pages, which is nice. Okay. Get static paths. To create multiple routes at once. What do they mean by that, creating multiple routes? My guess is that it means we are using that method to create the actual tags for links. But I guess we'll see. Oh, creating a blog post archive. Interesting. Oh, dynamically displaying a list of posts. Okay. Okay. So we can add another post in here. Okay. I don't remember exactly what this argument for the globe call does. Eager means that they are loading it. I mean, I know there is a way where you can defer the loading state for this. That you only get instead of actually loading up the file, we just get a reference. Like in this case, we just need the name of the file. We don't actually need the contents in here. And I'm guessing that this does that. Okay. Let's try this. Let's go to our blog. So one thing that we'll have to do is, of course, update the path because now we are on the same directory. Import a static or dynamic. So defaulting to false. I'm guessing that the import is static, and setting eager to 2 means we're importing as dynamic. Okay, let's just do a quick checkup, console log this to see what we have in here. Go back in here. Should I refresh? No. Why is that? So does this run on the server and we don't actually in that case let me okay, yeah, that's the catch. So this runs on the server, so we can only see it in here in the dev console where our server is running. So seems like we have a couple of things in here about our markdown files. Okay, can actually get the raw content. That's interesting. So this is with eager set to true and set the value to false, which is the default one. What do we get? Oh, so we get methods, get some functions that we need to call. I'm guessing that this would be better because you can probably show some sort of loading state, for this part. For the sake of simplicity, we'll just gonna go and have the eager set to true for now. And if we go and they also create a component for that. I'm guessing that probably this will allow us to also use some stuff like the front matter. Yeah, why not? Let's just go create a component in our components directory, and what should we call it? So this is, we already have a social link. Let's call this post or blog post link at astro. I'm wondering what the type of the property will be. Let's just go back and check in here. So this in an example. They just tell us to have a URL and a title. Can I somehow get reference to the front matter directly? I mean, since we're not actually using TypeScript in some capacity, you can just go like this and have post. Now, just to be more accurate, we will have front matter, but I'm guessing that the front matter doesn't have the URL, right? We have a getter. Okay, just so we can test this, let's go and iterate over the posts. Call a for each in here. Okay, I don't want to do this. I want to console.log, and since these are getters, we need to go over post.url type unknown. Okay, let's just make TypeScript happy as this. Oh, yeah, I don't need to cast it. Property. I just log the front matter. I get anything. Log. And what else do we have in here? So we have a file, rock content. Okay, let's just see what we have in the file. In the rock content, if you get anything at all, and also we had compiled con. And okay, if we save this and go back. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff. Okay, so these are actually functions that probably you can call. You have the URL right here. We have the front matter. And this is what? This is the file. Ah, okay, so this is the file path. Okay, interesting. Oh, hello there. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. Adiodotlol. Sorry about that. not what the dog, what the astro, actually. We're just chilling with some astro today. Learning a bit about this interesting framework, let's say. What about you? I mean, it's interesting. It has some cool features and something I have to get a bit used to, but so far it's been nice discovering, what you can from a tutorial. I'm actually looking forward to finish this just so I can get, a general feel of it, and then just go build probably the same sort of thing, a blog post, but give it a, let's say, a more personal touch where I can just play with myself and try to integrate a couple of things here and there that I know and use. So yeah. Have you used it before? Yeah, me too. Nice. Yeah, that's one of the things I was most interested about, is how this compares to SvelteKit, because the nice thing is that with Astro you can just bring your own component library. In this case, this is what I want to try a bit later, to integrate Svelte with this and just see how this compares to SvelteKit as a meta framework, which is an interesting way to look at it. One nice, different, let's say, thing that I saw about it is that the layouts are nothing more than components, Astro components that you can see here. You can just import and use them like so, which has pros and cons. The pro being that you need to be a bit more verbose with this stuff, but also that stuff around composability becomes less of a pain. Like, in SvelteKit, you have to do some quirky stuff to, for example, break out of a layout. But in this case, you can, just not import or use that layout, which is interesting. So yeah, different things to do stuff. I'm wondering if top level await. No, apparently, if I call this in here. Okay, so you cannot do top level await in here, which is okay. I want to see a bit how the raw content actually looks like. I don't get much in here. Okay, so a lot of white space. Okay, interesting. Is it doing like so because it's actually stripping the front matter from the markdown file? Interesting. So let's just go delete all this stuff and now go into the postlink component. Get this from Astro props and use our A tag case. An A tag or a list item. I'm guessing an A tag since we call it link plus that. Semantics like this being used in a list is something that you should probably define in the parent. And from the Okay, so you also need to pass the URL, not just the front matter. So here we'll have the, yes, we need to pass a value as a URL, and we'll get this from the front matter. Okay, misspelled it. No, that title. Oh, okay. Yeah, probably I also use it like so. Okay, and let's just see in here if I now. Okay, thank you, Copilot. I guess I will take this. Okay, so this is a bit iffy. Okay, a lot of stuff doing. Copilot is going wild. Okay, let's just delete this. I will just return, I guess this would have to be post.url. Or actually, I think we can just destructor this in here, right? From matter. It is okay. Close the. No, I don't want the A tag, man. I want our. We'll have to import it in a second in here. So post link. Let's make sure to close this, and we have to pass the URL here like so. And also the matter. Don't need the return if we are doing it like so. And what I need to do is just close the map like so. Something. I'm wondering why. Because remember that the shorthand syntax for returning something was like so, but I guess we'll just go and do it the proper way. So return this, go at the end and delete the additional parentheses. Oh, okay, so closing the map, closing our wall right there. And we also have to be importing the post link from our components directory. Let's just keep the how is it called? Oh man, I forgot it. Extension, yeah, file extension right there. Post link.astro. So for some reason you cannot find it. Why is that? Oh, because I have to go into the component directory and get it from here. Okay, so this is still not happy. I made a boo-boo right here. Can't destructure it like so. Just put a post in here. Does like this doesn't have a key property. I'm gonna have to check that up. For the moment, let's just do post.url. Post.front matter. Post of is of type unknown, of course. Any. Okay. So probably that was the issue. So I have rel and front. I cannot find the name post, which is okay. And still stuff is expected. Oh, okay. I have to also close this item element. And now it should be working. Okay. Seems okay. Just, oops. Here, and yep. It is nicely displayed. And the navigation works as well. Nice. Okay, let's just can play wrap this thing right here. Can query data from my local files and I can display a list of my blog posts. Yes, indeed. Okay, one thing that it's just for the sake of it, add a new post as well and test this out. So in our blog directory, post 4.md, this should be. And now if I navigate back, probably need a quick refresh. Okay, yeah, because our layout is named differently. Just check, yeah, the path is okay. It's post.astro. And now it's working as expected. Nice. Okay. Let's continue. And dynamic page routing. Okay. Okay. This is an example of how we can use tags. Nice, and probably they will also give us okay. So in here we have this get static paths. Okay, and later we filter it. Okay. Interesting. Some more stuff in here. Okay. I'll probably just skip ahead a bit and not do this static path stuff. Instead, I'll probably just use the dynamic part. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm interested in, is using dynamic tags for this. Thing is that they just doing this on the page that actually has the okay, so this file right here has the parameter in the name. Easy. Go back, check something. Okay, so I have this prop here, posts. But where do I pass this value to this prop? That's what I'm wondering. So, because I have something as a dynamic parameter here in the file, does that mean when I actually navigate to the tags page, do I see something? Oh, I guess not, because I don't have an actual page for tags. I just see the tag itself. Okay. Okay, now I get it. Okay. And for example, I can have the tags displayed somewhere on the blog post, and that way I can navigate. Okay. Makes more sense. What about some other stuff? So again, this posts prop right here, it's seems a bit to me. Okay. Did get static paths? I mean, I don't see explained anywhere, but I'm guessing that it should have a special meaning in Astro since it's exported. Okay, and probably this is what is used for... Okay, so this is used for populating the posts prop. Okay, that's interesting. And when I navigate to the page, it actually calls this and knows how to pass the prop. There. Okay. Interesting. Funny how they say something here about the tag of learning in public. Okay, so should I just copy paste the final code in here? Just look into it. I got a pretty good understanding of what it's doing. So basically in here we get all the posts. Again, we load them from using the blob method. And here we make sure that we have these unique tags using a set. I know that spreading a set like this gave me some trouble once. And this will make sure that all of our tags passed are unique, because, you know, you can have a post with a set of tags and some of them can be shared across other posts. We need to make sure that only have unique entries. And after that, we filter them to get the info from all of our posts. Okay. Yeah. Yes. I'll just copy paste this. First of all, let me just copy this path. And on the pages directory, I'll have this and copy the content as well. Probably I need to, yeah. So we have the base, post, not astro. Oh no, this is a component. So from a component it's actually post link. I just renamed it. It's the base. So we have to update this. Oh, this time we have to pass a value. It is just blog in our case. We make sure to get all the files that have the markdown extension. And now let's just check and see. Learning public. I think they gave an example of using, yeah, %20 is the but it's used in hrefs, in URLs, to describe the space. Let's just quickly test this community one. I go to /tags /community. Okay, have one fine here. Oh, because yeah, probably they passed the. Is it? They passed the title, but I actually have it as font matter. Yeah, this is what happens when you blindly copy paste code from a source and don't actually check it before you run it. Hopefully this is okay when you're doing some development work, but hopefully you don't do this when you're actually pushing something to production. Okay, so we don't have post tagged with community, even if our post one. So we don't have any community tag. I'm just gonna grab something that we know we have. So we have the astro tag, that's for sure. Oh, and we actually have one for community as well. This is interesting. What happened here? So that's weird. Look at the console. Do you have anything in here? Oh, another import error. No, it should be working properly. Do I have any particular? No, doesn't seem like case. What's happening here? There's some bugging in here. Let's see. Okay, so we get the tags, which is okay. But apparently we don't get this UL displayed, even though we have something. Oh, that's right. Because I have to pass something in here. But you know what? For that matter, let's just go into the post link and. Oh, but I actually display this. All right. Yeah, be honest. Not reading this. I just have to pass this properly. Now it's working. Okay. So to actually have Li element. Oh man, this works. Nice. And now if I go back to community, I need to refresh this probably. And one thing that I'm thinking of, for example, if I go to com, something that, okay, so this page is not found. Okay, I was thinking that maybe it would be something more. I'll get a page and probably I will have to do some handling for the case where posts is empty. But apparently I just get this row 4. Okay. Interesting approach. Okay, let's just try wrapping this up. So pages fuller index.astro build a tag index page. Okay. So an index.astro in the tags. Here for this, and we're using our set to get the big tags and display them on the page. Some styling for this. And it also shows us how to do the same for our layout so that we can display the tags at the bottom of our post layout. Okay. Let's just test this. The text directory we have the astro. Of tagging. Let's call these tags. Let's see. Oh, looks like it doesn't. Why is that? Oh, because I actually have to go to the log directory. Okay. I guess this is okay for now. Necessarily the previous thing. Again, just to satisfy my okay. And for the sake of it, just why not copy paste this and go to our post tag, and at the end I have to get it from the front matter. I just want to see how this looks like with no styling. For the sake of it, put a tag here. So okay. I don't think we are gonna use this RSS feed for now. We're just gonna skip this. And the final thing that we have here in our tutorial would be the islands. Okay. Preact. This is what they are suggesting for this one. Okay. So one thing that I was a bit confused about is the fact that JavaScript apparently just runs on Astro, but for anything else like a component library, that's when you have to use the islands architecture. Okay. I don't think I will be... Okay, so they show how to do when the client loads. I think I will just skim through this and not bother with using Preact right now. Okay, so we have one interesting quiz here. And the first question, what of these 5 will be hydrated islands? And those should be Preact banner and swell counter. I'm guessing these 2 here will be the same as in the markup that they have, so the HTML and probably the CSS, if they are using any, will be the same, just that one, so this one right here will have the JavaScript loaded in order to interact with it, but this one won't. And the last one, assuming the svelte counter component shows a number and has a button to increase it, you couldn't see your website's code, only the live publish page. How would you tell which of the 2 svelte counter components used client visible? The first thing I will guess is that one will increment and one won't. I will see when I actually use this if there is any difference in the markup. Here I'm guessing that probably at some point you will actually see. Okay, so there are a lot of things here that are loaded. I'm wondering where all this come from, like the select, this toggle, this radio checkbox. Interesting. Style, a theme toggle icon. Okay, interesting. And again, as in the case of the hamburger, this will just work. Okay, I will just add this theme icon. Okay, why not? Let's just add this quickly and wrap things up in here. So in components, we have theme, click on that astro. Like so. And we just import this in our navigation. Cool. Thank you, Copilot. That's it. I have it in here. I guess I'll just put this like so. Okay, I'll just paste this so that I can see something working as a dark mode. And the client-side interactivity. So I didn't specify this is inline property. Last time I used some script inside the, I guess it was the hamburger component. Just worked for me. Some quick JavaScript for. Okay, nice that it does this match media. But it just looks to see if we have a preferred color scheme. Apparently it will already set it to dark. If not, just go in here and get this. So first, the first thing that it has to do is to make sure to put the class for the to append the class or remove it depending on the state of the toggle from the HTML document, and then make sure to store it in local storage. So this is persistent. And we have the handler. Toggle, okay. Oh, nice. And apparently it just work. Interesting. So in here it just works. because probably I have this set somewhere in my storage if I take a look. Astro error overlay and theme in general, I have it set to dark. This knows how to handle that. But apparently the toggler for some reason doesn't work. I'm wondering why is that. If I just inspect this quickly, does this have something to do with this property? This inline? Yeah, which is weird. They mentioned something to... Okay, so what do they say in here? Choose whether each of the following statements describe astro script tags, grammar component, or both. This is both. You'll create static elements on your site unless you include a client to send their JavaScript to the client and run the browser. Yes, this is just about UI framework components. They allow you to try out a new framing without requiring you to start the entire project. Yes, yep, that's so. They allow to reuse code you have written in other frameworks, and you can often just drop them right in your site. That would be UI framework components. And that would be just astro script tag. Okay, so I'm wondering if the positioning of the script has anything to do with this. What did they... Let me just check quickly. Okay, so I'm in the theme icon. Okay. And definitely tells us to have this in line. And you can see in here that it definitely doesn't pass anything to the component itself, so maybe it's the fact that I put the script at the top. If this has anything to do with it, I'll be very surprised. Come on, really? Wow, okay. That is something that I would not expect. Yeah, that's an interesting stance about biases that you come from. Actually, that you come with when learning something new. Because apparently the idiomatic way to do stuff in Astro is with to have the structure a bit differently. So you have the markup at the top, then the style, and then the script. And because this is inlined, I'm wondering where is actually loaded. So not this toolbar, but okay. So I have it in here. And looking at the network tab, I have it here, which is a script, and let's see at the response. Okay, so it's a bunch of compiled stuff from the Vite. Okay, that's interesting. Yes, we can just update this. So let's look in the global CSS, and we have it like so. I just copy this and put it in our navigation component. I mean, yeah, I actually don't need that. But just for the sake of it, let's just go to the navigation. We don't have any styles in here. Okay, I guess I'll just leave it at that. Let me quickly find, yeah, this one and close others. What do we have in here? If global dark, moon should be white. You don't necessarily want. Okay, so there is a way I can specify. So apparently I need to define this as global to take effect, okay? Oh, hi there. Tyler Lyon, then? Am I saying that correctly? Thank you for asking. I'm doing okay, just... No. Trying a few things here and there with the interesting framework, Astro. Guess I'll just go like, oh, you don't need. About you, how are you? Oh, got it. I need to make the sand transparent when I'm in the dark mode. Interesting. So this is what I need to make it work. Okay. I guess that should be it. Nice. And we have some optional steps. Pages versus collections. Nice. This would allow us to have some proper type checking for that as well. But I guess we'll just leave it at that. And I will declare this tutorial finished. So we have this ugly looking but working website example. Let me just do a quick commit to this. Having sure that our amplify checking if I refresh, get the build, which is progress. Okay, so the build is finished. Take a quick look. I mean, it's ugly as hell, but it's working. And it's interesting that because of the dark mode, probably I removed that at some point. Okay, but all in all is good. So, I guess that should be it for today. Yeah, we now have a working blog example from the astro tutorial. I'll probably spend some time off stream to just go around the docs and see what else I can find from the astro team. And probably the next time I will be starting the custom blog project. I'll have to find a theme for that one as well. I'll see what I can come up with. In the meantime, if for some reason you want to take a look at what we have here, I leave some links in the chat. It is where you can find the repo. And in case you're wondering, this is a preview of the website in its current state. And yeah, next time I will be creating a brand new project. I have to think of a name for that. Probably the brand GPT will be helping me with that. And my goal is to integrate both Tailwind, Svelte into Astro to see how that feels, and probably I would want to try to deploy it to Cloudflare instead of Netlify. Maybe I'm thinking that probably I will also want to use some server-side features, because I think, from my understanding, Astro has some built-in storage solution. I'm not 100% sure about that. And yeah, I will catch you on the next one. If you're enjoying this, please make sure to follow. We'll have the social links on Twitch, and probably you'll on the ending screen. And yeah, have a good night or day wherever you are. And until next time, keep iterating. Bye.